All right, today we'll be looking at cost of living. Cost of living is crazy. I mean, we've looked at some fast food restaurants and credit cards and debt, but cost of living is just increasing for everybody, and salaries do not match that increase. Let's just jump right in.
This is why I feel like the cost of living has never been as bad as it is right now. Because it used to be when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All of those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things
Yes, I mean, there are certain things that everybody is going to have to pay for. You can't budget that away. You can't. I mean, you're going to pay gas prices same as everybody else. Yes, you can drive less, or you can go to electric scooters or something like that. But there are certain things like healthcare. I mean, you can't get away from it. We all have to eat. We all have to shit, and we all have to sleep.
still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive. Like, I feel like my life, as soon as I wake up, is literally just me putting down a credit card, and it's just a
That's true.
tab. And life is a bartender. And it's just like, what are you going to have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh, really? Well, if you're going to be here, you're going to need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something.
If you are just going to live, if you're going to breathe, you are going to have to spend something. Yeah, I think we all feel that way, sir. Mike. Play.
Buy something now. It's even getting to the point where, like, I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, you know? Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy, and then all of a sudden I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you gotta buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're gonna suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe, but even there, it's like
Yeah.
I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy, and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive, and then also just every increment of our life costs something. This is why I feel like the cost of living has never been as bad.
Yes, that is true, right? It's as if they are everywhere. You can't really escape from not paying from the moment you wake up until you put your head on the pillow at night. And then you still worry about tomorrow's expenses that's coming. Wow. I think we all feel that way. You get to a point once adulting starts setting in. We'll get to that point, sir. Let's quickly look at some of the comments that I have here. Marcellus, I decided not to have kids because I don't want them to feel how I feel being alive. It's actually sad, eh? I mean, kids are great joy. I sleep my free time away, priceless. Yes. Everything is turning into a subscription service. Oh, people, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Me too. I will own nothing and I will be happy. You will subscribe to life. We will all pay. Let's go next one. Five's expenses are. I don't know what that means. Why 7,000 a month isn't rich? Wow. Wow. See, $7,000. I don't know. I've looked at some of these are from Australia and some are from New Zealand, and it doesn't really matter. $7,000, $7,000. Canadian, US.
Are $7,000 a month. And we don't live a life of luxury. We have
Come, TikTok. Not refreshing. Oh, there we
a
go.
9-year-old and 2 4-year-olds. And we also have 2 dogs. So let me break down the expenses for you. We've owned our home in 2014 and we live in Utah. So here's everything, our mortgage, our home equity line of credit, which
Let's quickly just stop it there. Oh, so she's in Utah. Is that in America? That's in America, right? I don't know. I'm not from America, so. Mortgage, 1,950. What is that? LOC, LOC, health. I guess that's maybe healthcare. Subaru and a family van, so there's the 2 vehicles. And then she has auto insurance. Not bad things. I mean, the small little payments are here, right? I mean, 115, 330 for a family of 5. These are the small payments. I don't have a calculator and I'm not going to add this up, so I'm trusting her to say that this costs 6,457 a month. Where would she really cut? Maybe there are smart people out there, but I mean, 1,200 for food for 5 people. I don't know. Is that is? I mean, healthcare. She can't really cut in the healthcare. The Subaru 630, maybe that's a little bit expensive. I mean, you can't really. What do you do with your mortgage payment, your house? There's nothing really she can do about it, right?
we use to consolidate debt. We have a Subaru loan. The loan is for $35,000, but we can only sell it probably for $30,000. So we're gonna try and get.
So they are stuck on that Subaru also. They took out a loan for 35 and she can get 30. So even if she sells that, she's still 5,000 down the drain.
Get as much as we can out of it. We have a van. We have like $6,000 on the loan, so I'm hoping that we can keep that. And then we have our auto insurance, our cell phone bill, we have our utilities, and our Google Fiber internet, gas for our cars, food, dog food, and life insurance. So that adds up to $6,457.
Wow, that's a lot.
And if we sell the van and if we sell the Subaru, we get something for cash.
All right, so she's actually taken them out now. So now they are vehicle-less. They do not have cars. They have kids that they need to get to a doctor or to school or outings or anything like that, but they don't have the car, the family van or the Subaru. Now they will be walking everywhere, and still it comes out to $5,550 down at the bottom there.
I would take down our auto insurance, $100 a month. That would be $5,556. I didn't even include any like medical co-pays, deductibles.
Correct. I mean, those things were just normal, everyday living things that we all need. Not included. I'm not going to read through all of them, but yeah, we have children, extracurricular classes, school fees, hobbies. Eating out, you want to go and eat out with your family sometimes. You want to have a little holiday sometimes, and most probably the biggest one of all, you need to have some savings for a rainy day. An emergency fund. Not just go from month to month.
Any
Oh,
vet bills, any lessons or extracurricular classes, any school fees,
shame,
hobbies,
eh?
babysitting, any gifts, holidays, savings, vehicle maintenance, registration, house maintenance, clothing, concerts, eating out. So that's just the bare bones. And we have a really great interest rate. If you're thinking that $7,000 is a lot for a family of five, I want to see how much you spend for your family, what state you're in. I think it's a lot, but that's how much.
And if you just heard in the background, sounds like one of the five is still a baby. Baby expenses are even more than just having grown-up kids that can look after themselves, right? Oh, there is a... Let me just switch off my phone here. I don't know what's happening with my phone. It's what is happening in these comments. I mean, they are writing so much. Your debt is 2/3 of your expenses. Even your non-mortgage debt is 1/3 of expenses. The problem appears to be not what you are spending now, but that your spending that led to the debt was not appropriate for your income. What the fuck, George, eh? Yeah, it's like these fucking know-it-alls on the internet, right? I mean, shit, these people are in trouble. And now just to go and kick her while she's down. Have you researched a specific model car? Car prices. Yep, I'm about 6 to 7,000 with a family of 5 in Vegas. That's with nothing really extra or fancy besides living by a nice school in an outdated house. Okay, so it seems like that is the going rate, 6 to 7,000. What is it, 1,250 per person? Kind of thing. And then here's, you need to rethink your groceries. I'm at $300 per month for me and my 3 teens. Good luck. It's just costing a lot, eh? 6,400. Cost of living in the US is beyond unsustainable. An adult making $75,000 annually is not earning a thriving wage.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country. $75,000 a year.
I guess that's middle income at least. It's just a normal person, right? It's not the bottom of the barrel, but I mean, mid-level employee, just normal people.
And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, and stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck, and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month.
$580 a month. I mean, it depends really on what age you are. Really, an adult, yes, an adult can be 24 years old, but an adult can also be 40 years old. So it's a little bit. Okay, let's go.
Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home, and you only eat decent quality food, because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that.
880 for food. Is that a lot? I guess if you can get away with a little bit cheaper than that. I mean, you don't have to buy organic everything. Is it really that big of a difference between an organic carrot and a greenhouse grown carrot? I don't know. For me, a carrot is a carrot. Does it taste better? I don't know. Don't think so. Maybe meat, but I mean, standards are so high with meat currently that it's not as if you buy the worst kind of meat. It's not as if it's dirty, infected meat, flies infecting the meat or anything like that. I mean, in any country, there's some standard that butcheries need to have. I mean, so do you really have to buy organic meat from a cow that's now been, or a chicken that's now roamed free? Honestly, there are things that one can cut.
You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a party.
And those are normal things that people do. Netflix on a date, go to the movies, take somebody out for a little lunch. And that's not even the medical expenses or the flat tire or the car that bumped into you. Now you have to repair your car.
You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you
Just
can't
sit at
find it on the
home.
internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be...
Wow. You know, when he breaks it down that way, it's actually shocking. $300 a month, and that needs to cover anything. You have to have like an emergency fund. Emergency shit can happen. Birthdays happen. Anniversaries happen. Cost of living is getting ridiculous in America. I'm not in America, I'm in Taiwan. But these TikToks all come from America, or I guess America, most of them.
Well, dogs, 300, shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth.
Yeah.
That's not a doctor bill, because God knows, just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will
People just want to live a normal life. A normal life. It feels like normal life is fucking people. That's it. I mean, you can't just live normal, everyday things. Not spend crazy, but just be able to buy some normal things.
tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world.
I honestly agree with this guy. I mean, it's very easy to judge people and just to be like, no, just get a second job. Fuck your family, fuck people at home. You've now worked 9 to 5. Go eat some dinner, and then from 6 to 10, you still go and do a second job. It shouldn't be like that, people. So no wonder that people try online gambling or get rich quick crypto scams or those kind of things. Sell plasma. We've had a video of a guy suggesting that you have to sell your shit. Physically, shit that you have to sell. Sell your blood. People do anything for extra money just because of cost of living expenses. Quick look at these comments. Yeah, there's a few. 12,700. My parents made 60 all through my childhood. 60 what? 60,000. But a beautiful house, new cars, a camper, 2 vacations a year. Now I make double that. Yeah, okay, so 120,000. And just paying rent is a struggle. Something is broken. I don't think it's Bidenomics. I don't think it's one president's fault. I mean, I see these trends now. Well, it was either Biden or it's now Trump's tariffs and stuff like that. But it's not as if these things happened now. It's been going on year after year after year. We've looked at McDonald's graphs over the past 10 years from 2015 to 2025, where they just increased their prices by 10% every year. Fuck the consumer. Yeah, it's good. No, I don't think it's that much to do with Biden himself. $900 a month on groceries for one person is absolutely ridiculous. That's what I was thinking as well. I don't know if 900 is really the correct number. Okay. There's somebody, and this is what I guess. The difference between one more breath, money, and room to breathe, money. That's how I would state this as well. This shouldn't just be a fucking struggle every single month just to breathe, just to, oh, come on, please. Okay, let's go. It's not overspending, it's a cost of living crisis. Expenses, debts, what does he have here? Freddie.
It's not the overspending, it's the cost of living. Here is a breakdown of the average Gen Z and millennials' cost of living in today's world. So number one is rent. Everyone knows that Gen Z and millennials have to have a roommate. So splitting a 2-bedroom apartment with utilities is around $1,500. If you have a car, a $12,000 to $15,000 used car is still going to run you $400 a month. Car insurance and gas is another $300. Student loan payment, $500. You're going to have...
Yes, these are just normal, everyday life things that happen. Gas,
groceries for $500. You're going to have personal care, doctor's appointments, hair, gym about $150, and then cell phone and miscellaneous $150. That's $3,500 a month, which is baseline. Do you know how much $3,500 a month is? $70,000 a year, or $34.
70K a year. So what do... I mean, he's talking about Gen Zs. I guess those are the younger crowd, right? What, people 20, 25 years old kind of age bracket. Do they earn 70,000 a year? I thought they are a little bit lower, like 60,000 per year, 50,000 per year. But so 70,000, you can share an apartment with your friend. You can drive quite a shitty car. And there's nothing else. I mean, what is it? Rent. Groceries 500 and student loans 500.
An hour, because after you take out taxes, put $300 for health insurance, and do a healthy $500 401k contribution, that leaves you with $3,500. This is no fun, no savings, no maintenance, no clothes, no kids, no traveling, no vacations, no bachelor parties, no weddings, no funerals, no clothes, no school supplies, nothing. And this is paycheck to paycheck. And on top of it, they're holding $40,000 of student loan debt, a $15,000 car, and if they ever wanted to buy a house with closing costs and the down payments, another $50,000. So they need $105,000. So even if they were somehow able to scrounge up after $70,000 of paycheck to paycheck, $5,000 to go to a concert, to have avocado toast, whatever it is, $5,000 a year, it would take them 20 years to pay off this debt and save up for a house. 20.
He's talked a lot now and very fast, so, but I'm sure you follow along. The bottom line comes in, these people do not have, or if they could save that 500 per month, or 5,000 per year, just to put down money for a house, or to put down 100,000 for a house, it would take them 20 years of living with a roommate. So the normal, let's say 20-year-old, so you will be living with your roommate until the age of 40, and that is at current prices, not assuming inflation getting worse. Play.
20 years of living with the roommate where that rent's going up, and they're making $70,000 a year as a college graduate. The average person in this country makes $50,000. It is not the overspending. It is a cost of living crisis. It's not the overspending, it's the cost.
It's going to have to come to a... There's going to have to be a point. Because, I mean, everything cannot just go up and up and up and up. I mean, do you just push the middle class down to the lower class? These last two videos or clips that I have is of people trying to save money. People living in their cars, in the car, just to save on rent. And I mean, is that really the life that you want? You want to be living in your car, fucking finding a place to cook your food, having to run around between toilets to take a shit, having to worry every morning where you're gonna shower. Is that really the life that that young people are going into now? Let's quickly look at his comments before we move on. Yet they want younger generations to have more kids. That is true, right? 3,542, I don't know. Wait. We need to ask the interview if the company covers the rent. At your interview, if the company covers your rent, yes. And then as a single person, you shouldn't spend $500 on groceries. And if you live in an apartment, you most likely don't need a car due to public transit. Really? So you will just use buses and trains to go everywhere. You can't. No, man, fuck it. You need a car. I don't agree with that. Alright, let's quickly go on. A rainy day, point of view, living in a car, day 102, saving to buy a tiny home. And these are those tiny homes. I'm sure he refers to those tiny homes like where you can't, a normal person cannot stand up in them. And where the bed is like, what is it, 4 meters by 4 meters. It's like just a little bit bigger than a prison cell, like 2 prison cells. I think that might be the tiny house that he's referring to. But okay, living in the car. It's like camping. It's like camping, but I mean, it's the difference between camping you do over a weekend every now and then, but I mean, if you have to do this every single day, this is your life. Putting the bed away. Having to get dressed in the car. Now he has to find a space somewhere outside in a public park where he can make himself a breakfast. And the breakfast things, it's something that you would be able to keep in your car, right? I mean, you don't have a fridge or anything like that, so it's not meat or frozen products, canned beef, and spam, eggs, I guess, bread. You won't be able to really to have butter. He still looks like a young man, and I mean, if you look at this, it's not, he has normal clothes on, so maybe student, like a student kind of vibe. I think young men can get away with this, I think. But you can't really be living like this at the age of 30. Just to save living. So he has a great plan. He's saving up to buy a house. He goes into convenience shops, convenience stores to get hot water. And so this is his, what is that, lunch maybe? Okay, and he goes to gym. So he has to have a gym membership. He goes to a gym to use their free shower facilities and to have a shit. Nice. I wish him all the best of luck. Saving to buy a tiny house. Really, I hope, I don't even know how old this is. Oh, this is middle of 2024. So now, in the middle of 25, he's been doing this for a year. I hope he achieves his dream and can buy himself a little house. Dude saving a hell of money on rent. That is true. How do you keep yourself cool during the hot summer months? I'm sure you are just not inside of your car. Don't know what it says there. I have so much debt. This is so smart. Cam, wow. I think you are not alone. Many, 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 many people feel this way. And everybody, let's look at the last one before we end off today. This is another, I cannot remember, boy, I think it might be a girl living in a car.
This is a day in the life of a 25-year-old who lives in a
it's a
car
boy.
with his wife.
Oh,
We both
shit.
had work today, so we got up and started our morning.
It's a couple. It's a couple living in a car. So it's one thing for a young man to do this. Feels like camping. A couple. How cramped would this be? And
Routine by taking our window covers down, moving all of our bags around, and brushing our teeth. I dropped Kayla off at work and then I drove to my job. We both had the same hours today, so I picked up Kayla from work for our lunch break and we first stopped at a gas station to heat up some leftovers. Then we went to the post office so that I could pick up a package from our P.O. box. I ordered a chest of head mount so that I could get cool POV shots like this. We then went to find a spot so that we could
maybe they are just a couple. Maybe they are not married. But I mean, is this now the life that he promised her? And he has a camera. Hopefully he makes millions of dollars from YouTube, from his point of view camera action.
sit and eat our lunch together. After eating, Kayla dropped me off at my job since it was closer. We both got off at 7 p.m. tonight, so Kayla picked me up and we headed to Walmart to get some things for dinner. We decided we wanted some steak, grilled onions, and potatoes. We got to the park and started to unpack everything to begin cooking. One of the
So they have to go to a park and grill things. Okay, which is not bad, I guess. But what about the homeless people in the evening? This is permanent camping. And she washes the potatoes in the public bathroom.
The things that I missed and definitely took for granted in our apartment was obviously the convenience of cooking and everything else, but it's the ability to get home from work and just sit on our couch for a bit just to relax. We're constantly on the move for every simple task that we have for the day, and we don't get to relax until we get in the car for bed. Kayla absolutely killed it on the steaks, and we decided to just watch some YouTube while we ate our food. Once we were done, I did some dishes, and then we
So they do have internet and so basic things. It's just maybe they just don't pay rent for an apartment. If she's with him after this, maybe she's a keeper, bro.
We packed up the car so we could head to the gym. A lot of you ask about how we shower, so we have a gym membership that is open 24/7, so it makes it really easy for us to get a workout in, then shower before bed. Once we finished, we headed to a park that we're going to stay at tonight. We were so happy to see that it was 60 degrees out tonight because we have had a
And do the police and those? I think the police also chase you away. You are not allowed to sleep in your car, is it? In a public park. I might be under correction. But that's not a life. So every day you have to go to gym, have to take a shower, and then go and find some random park where you just can pitch your car and hope the police don't disturb you.
lot of hot nights in the car. We went through our nightly routine that usually takes less than 10 minutes. I tried using my new head mount for cool POV shots, but of course my phone was out of focus. We put up our window covers and then moved our bags from the trunk to the passenger seat. Then we were finally able to get in the car and get some rest. That's a typical day of what it's like to live in our car. Are we homeless or are we living rent-free? You tell me.
Homeless or rent-free? That's really the question, right? It's before we end off. living in a car but having a gym membership and eating steaks is wild. Yeah, that's true. Is this the life you promised her? Yeah, that is like, wow, almost 70,000 likes. Yes, this girl is. How can two people working live in a car? Maybe it's different jobs. Maybe they work at a pet shop and electrician shop or something like that. Honest question, do you do this for fun or out of necessity? Alright, people. That was a little bit crazy, but cost of living is all over the fucking place. So hopefully you all find ways to make living easier for yourself. Worst case scenario, maybe go and live in a car. What the fuck? I don't own a car, so I don't fucking know. Righto. Have a good one. Do the YouTube shit if you really want to, if you feel like you wanna. If not, it's all cool as well. Alright. See you on the next one, hey? Cheerio.